Welcome to Kazuya MiyAhkawa's Sake and Side Dish Pairing channel. This time, I would like to introduce Volume 56 Sake DAISHICHI Jyunmai-Kimoto. I like Beethoven. The fifth and ninth come to mind immediately. There are fifth and ninth, but no seventh. Oh, it was here, the famous Daishichi Jyunmai-Kimoto. Daishichi means the seventh. Today, I will introduce you to this.
有名な大七純米木本、こちらの方を今日はご紹介させていただきます。いただきます。
It's delicious. It invades internal organs. It invades internal organs. This man, the president of Nishinomiyabi Tokiwa, in Yuda Onsen, Yamaguchi Prefecture, has acquired numerous sake qualifications. This is Kazuya MiyAhkawa's Sake and Sake Appetizer Pairing Channel Sake 100 episodes. Thank you. It is Sake Daishichi Jyunmai-Kimoto. There is a notation of Kimoto on the label, the definitive version of Kimoto Zukuri. It is a sake with a rich aftertaste, with a rich flavor, umami, and sourness. It is a sake that has been evaluated as a delicious taste that penetrates the whole body when heated. In 1999, the monthly magazine Danshu selected it as Japan's most delicious hot sake, and the Nikkei Shimbun introduced it as sake that goes well with New Year dishes and is delicious when warmed. It is a high-quality sake that has won numerous awards. Sake with condensed flavor of Japanese sake. I recommend Daishichi Jyunmai-Kimoto, especially for sake lovers. Alcohol content is 15 degrees. It is 2,780 yen, including tax, for 1.8 liters. Let's take a look at the sake positioning map. The upper left is Kunshu, which has a strong fragrance. The lower left is a light and smooth type Soshu. The upper right is the aged type Jukushu. The bottom right is the full-bodied type Jyanshu. Daishichi Jyunmai-Kimoto is this Jyanshu. It was 40 years ago, in 1983, that Jyunmai sake was introduced to the world. It was an era when the local sake boom occurred, and Jinjo sake and Jyunmai sake were recognized in the market. 20 years before that, there was a sake brewery that started working on Jyunmai-Kimoto from the 30s of the Showa era. That sake brewery is Daishichi Sake Brewery Company, Limited. Shiki Minuta, the 8th generation president at the time, had set a goal of rebuilding Kimoto Zukuri, which had been hit hard by logistics controls during World War II and the post-war devastation. However, we worked on the production of an unprecedented pure rice sake. At that time, there were restrictions on the rice polishing ratio, and there was no effective cooling device, and there were difficulties that cannot be imagined today. After that, the problem was resolved with advances in technology for polishing the rice to a wider color and low-temperature fermentation using a cooling device. Jyunmai-Kimoto was completed by the long accumulation of our predecessors.
純米木本はそういった先人たちの長い積み重ねのもとに誕生したお酒でございます。先ほどからですね、何度もお伝えしている木本作りという言葉でございますが、日本酒の伝統的な作り方だということは伝わっているかと思いますけど、実際にはですね、どんな製法なんでしょうか。
Kimoto Zukuri, which I mentioned earlier, is a traditional way of making sake. I will dig deeper and introduce how to make it. Kimoto Zukuri is a traditional and orthodox method of making sake established around 1700. The yeast necessary for fermentation is grown in a small vat in advance. This yeast is the mother of sake shubwa. Kimoto Zukuri encourages the competition for survival of microorganisms that progresses in nature, and it takes a complicated process that requires skill and takes 3 times longer than usual to grow pure, high-quality yeast. Kimoto is the process of efficiently growing excellent yeast.
その中にはですね、たくさんの工程がございますが、中でも
There are many processes of Kimoto, but the process unique to Kimoto Zukuri is called Yamaroshi. Using a tool called kaburagai, a stick shaped like a deck brush without a brush, the steamed raw rice and koji are carefully ground until it becomes a paste. First rubbing, second rubbing, third rubbing, and so on. After that, in a process called dakiayer, which is written in Chinese characters, the temperature is slowly increased over time to produce lactic acid bacteria and eliminate unwanted bacteria. By adding lactic acid, powerful yeast grows steadily. Kimoto Zukuri sake is a traditional liquor that is made with time and effort using this old-fashioned method. It is difficult to mass-produce and is not easily available. It has a deep, powerful, and rich mouthfeel, but it also has a refreshing taste. If you find it at a store, please try it.
それだけに大量生産は難しく、いつでもどこでも手に入るというものではございません。コク深くパワフルで濃厚な飲み口からすっきりとした味わいのですね、木本作りの日本酒、お店で見つけたらぜひ一度試してください。まあこの純米酒ね、本当にこのうまい。5ぞ6分染み渡りますね。
Drink. Pure rice sake is delicious. Permeates the entire body. The moment you pour it, the fragrant scent of sake spreads out. When you put it in your mouth, the unique scent and taste of sake spreads, followed by a creamy acidity. The aftertaste is refreshing. The official recommended way to drink it is normal temperature or nirukan around 15 degrees. In some cases, it seems that hot sake is also good. First is heya. In other words, it means nirukan. 20 degrees to 25 degrees. It is a temperature that feels a little cold when you put it in your mouth. Next is hot sake, about 40 to 50 degrees. Hot sake brings out the flavor and richness of sake. Creamy sourness is also mixed, and the sourness is united and delicious, and the aftertaste is refreshing. You will want to carry the sake-filled sake cup to your mouth again and again. I never get tired of drinking.
この大師純米木本はどんな料理でも合うということが売り文句のこのお酒でございますね。私が用意したのは3点考えたんですね。まず麻婆豆腐ね。
DAISHICHI Jyunmai-Kimoto goes well with any dish. I thought about 3 points this time. Mapo tofu, monkfish liver, and cabbage rolls. I prepared cabbage rolls this time. The head chef at my ryokan worked hard to prepare it for me. The chef has a difficult craftsmanship, but he is very particular and handmade one by one. Pairing is the best. DAISHICHI Jyunmai-Kimoto goes well with any side dish. I hope you can try it at home. もうペアリング最高ですね。本当ね、大七は本当に何でも合います。ご家庭でも試していただければと存じております。それでは皆さん最後になりますが、 It's time to say goodbye, everyone. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. We will continue to introduce delicious sake and appetizers. Also, thank you for reading Yurue Ryokan Nikki by young proprietress Yoshio Miyakawa. See you next time. Goodbye.
ではまた次回の動画で会いましょう。どうもありがとうございます。さようなら。